Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the Starfeeder RTS Professional StarCraft2Forums.org Get Good Tournament. So it's going to be the finals, the best of 5 between A-Side and LJYLJ. There's SC2Forums.org, so check them out. And yeah, should be a pretty fun matchup there. I know that Kurogane was part of this tournament as well, and he ended up getting knocked out in a prior round. I'm not sure against who. I think it was one of these players though in the semifinals. So special shout out to him. He does so much for SC2GG. In the meantime, I like this build right here by A-Side already. He's putting this pylon down near his ramp, and it looks like he's going to play a kind of aggressive and defensive stance. You can put your 2 gateways down here. What that allows you to do is you can 2 Zealot Rush, or I should say 2 Gate Zealot Rush, and you can actually defend your natural a little bit more successfully with that build. And the opposite side looks like LJ is going to actually build a little bit more conservatively, a little bit up top. He doesn't want to get, I don't know, pylon blockaded, things like that. So for example, if you end up, additionally, if A-Side decides to, when he puts his 2 gateways down here, if he built more gateways inside his base, he'd have a little bit more trouble covering everything. Let me go over the map in the meantime while I have a couple seconds. This is Luna. You've got your pretty standard ramp leading to a natural expansion. Then beyond that, the closest thing you have is these mineral expansions at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock inside expansions. Looks like LJ was scouting to the bottom right hand corner, finding nothing, so he's doing a clockwise scout. And otherwise, as you can see, there's big map artifacts all over the place, which can be very advantageous for both drops and reavers. Air units very effective on this map. Looks like we're going to see a 2-gate push from LJ, and now the scout pushing. And this is unfortunate. A scout sent out earlier by LJ, but it looks like it's getting into A-Side's base later. You hate to see that. This is where kind of luck can play a factor. In the meantime, seeing that second gateway down, looks like he's going to go for a 2-gate push as well. I think he was planning on a 2-gate push as it was. He's also got this probe backside, as you can see, just checking out the back area, making sure that he wasn't getting cheesed after not seeing that scout a little bit earlier. Maybe Kurogane in a prior round kind of forced him to do that. Didn't want to get cheesed, as you can see. Now, as you can see, that scout's still in the bottom right-hand corner, still having a hard time in the background. So anyway, we're going to see 2-gate on 2-gate, and I think in this situation, you're going to see a little bit more of the advantage go to A-Side just because of the positioning of his gateways. It might be a little less advantageous longer on, but we'll see as the game progresses, obviously. And this probe scout going to get a lot of information. In the meantime, in the back of the base, going to see that he's not facing any sort of cheese. He's going to see if he checks the gas here, if he kind of the timing off the gas, things like that. He might even be able to steal the gas, which protoss versus protoss usually isn't advisable. Might even get a mana pylon off, things like that. Point is having your scout inside your opponent's base tends to be very advantageous. Now we see the scout finally scooting around. Doesn't look like it was blocked off. On the opposite side from A-Side, nice. A-Side, in the meantime, putting an additional pylon down, just attacking the Nexus, as opposed to worrying something like that, and the probe's still live running around. Now it looks like we're seeing 3 Zealots to block the ramp. They didn't block the ramp very effectively, so it looks like a Zealot's going to be able to sneak in as well. So both the Zealot and the probe scout running around. We'll see if this probe is able to sneak back out. And it looks like it does manage to, so saving the probe additionally. And now we'll see that there's a forge going down for LJ. That's somewhat unorthodox. You don't usually see that. Usually you'll see that when they're planning on going some quicker tech, and that Zealot managing to get 1 probe. We'll see taking a lot of damage there, though. We'll see if it manages to take out a 2nd probe. That'll really make this harass cost effective. But seeing that forge, I think was kind of reason enough. And so he's going to put a cannon down. As you can see, he's getting the pylon down. He's going to be a very kind of have a defensive hold here. Put a cannon down on his ramp, so he doesn't need as many units to defend. And we'll see if he decides to tech immediately to Reaver from there. And we'll see how A-Side decides to respond. He does have the 2 gateways down. Looks like he is teching up on the meantime. He's got that cybernetics core going down as well. Is harvesting gas, so he's going to be far ahead as far as the gas production goes. Cybernetics core now also going down for LJ. So at least as far as the tech goes, you got to give this kind of to A-Side. It's going to be his advantage just because that forge, 150 minerals, and as you can see, here's that blockade with those Zealots to defend that secondary. Now with that cannon, it looks like LJ was really expecting a 3-gate Zealot push or something along those lines. Maybe that because that probe scout was killed so early, and it's interesting pylon placement. I'm not sure if that's necessarily efficient with the assimilator. Someone who's more experienced player, I'm sure, can tell me what kind of the effect that'll have on the probe line. I know that's going to cause a probe to kind of will wait for it. As you can see, push around the side. I'm not sure what that'll do to the overall production cost. I'm pretty sure that's not helpful as opposed to helpful. In the meantime, good sized zealot force. Looks like 6 zealots being produced in the opposite end. Probe's just going to have to sit outside. It's not going to be able to get a scout in. Now we'll see LJ just putting out 2 zealots, and it looks like that might be just to kill the probe. And he's got the other zealot, or I'm sorry, a probe scout also trying to push in. It's going to get chased off here. And now that probe scout's dead, and he's just going to send up 2 zealots. It looks like it looks like to hang outside the secondary. I'm surprised he put that cannon there if he was planning on taking that secondary as well. It does look like he's saving up minerals for that very purpose. In the meantime, he's getting that cybernetics range upgrade. Looks like we're not seeing the range upgrade on the opposite side. We're also seeing the robotics facility go down for A side, so A side is going to be able to get some sort of tech out in the meantime, a little bit more faster. I wanted to say speedy. That's not the word I wanted to use there, though. So in the meantime, as we see the psi count, LJ running into a little bit of a psi cap there, 32 out of 33.